right? You run the Twitter account and like the Instagram feed for like a thing you might buy at the grocery store, right? Like, it's a job, sure. You might imagine that that is the sort of job where there aren't many surprises. There certainly aren't many shocks. Certainly aren't many world-changing shocks in the course of your day. But then 1 year ago now, you had one of those world-changing shocks. Because you, as a corporate PR person, showed up at work, your regular day job at the company that makes Lysol, and you ended up having to put out this. Imagine the discussion in the office about how exactly to word this. First word, reminder. Is it okay if we start the tweet with the word reminder as if we've ever had to say this before, let alone on Twitter? Okay, let's just do it. Reminder. Lysol disinfectant and hygiene products should only be used as directed and in line with usage guidelines. Imagine what the conversation was like in the office to come up with that exact wording. Reminder. Hey, just, you know. And you can see under the text of that tweet, they posted this big, long, beautifully, corporately formatted, very heavily lawyered statement. Quote, as a global leader in health and hygiene products, we must be clear that, bold type here, under no circumstances should our disinfectant products be administered into the human body through injection, ingestion, or any other route. This was the day, 1 year ago today, when the Lysol Corporation's poor corporate PR team had to step up and earn their kibble, right? Had to figure out how they were going to gently but firmly insist to the people of all the world that no one should listen to the President of the United States about COVID. Because this is what he said a year ago today.
So supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light. And I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way. And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting.
We'll get the right folks who could.
Right, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number on the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that.
Be interesting to check that. The light inside the body, through the skin, or some other way. What's the other way if not through the skin? With the light? To get the light inside the body, if you're not going to do it through the skin, how do you do it? A light. Very powerful light. Also, the disinfectant. How about, what's the phrase exactly? Injection inside or almost a cleaning. Injection inside with the disinfectant. It would be interesting to check that. A year ago today, former president himself and his White House press secretary and lots of his defenders on the right and in the conservative media would soon insist that he was clearly being sarcastic. That was him doing like a hilarious stand-up comedy bit about Lysol. Is that what it sounded like? It sounded like he was joking there? Poor Lysol people. They're like, you know, we have a lot of challenges in our business. Telling people not to inject Lysol or bleach has never been one of our problems before. But turns out presidencies matter. Choose wisely when you choose somebody for that particular gig. Because as Matt Zapotosky of the Washington Post was first to point out earlier today, quote, on the anniversary of the day then President Trump suggested injecting disinfectants to fight COVID-19, the Justice Department announces it has indicted a Florida family for selling bleach as a COVID-19 cure. This is today from the U.S. Justice Department, and indeed, Matt Zapotosky is right. Here is the Justice Department announcement of this indictment today, and it is actually amazing. Look at this. Quote, a federal grand jury in Miami has returned an indictment charging a Florida man, Mark Grennan, age 62, and his 3 sons, with fraudulently marketing and selling Miracle Mineral Solution, a toxic industrial bleach, as a cure for COVID-19 and other serious medical conditions. According to the indictment, the Grennans, all of Bradenton, Florida, manufactured, promoted, and sold a product they named Miracle Mineral Solution. Miracle Mineral Solution is a chemical solution containing sodium chlorite and water, which, when ingested orally, became chlorine dioxide, a powerful bleach typically used for industrial water treatment or bleaching textiles, pulp, and paper. The Grennans claimed that ingesting their Miracle Mineral Solution could treat, prevent, and cure COVID-19. The FDA, however, has not approved Miracle Mineral Solution for treatment for COVID-19 or for any other use. Rather, in prior official warning statements, the FDA has strongly urged consumers not to purchase or use Miracle Mineral Solution for any reason, explaining that drinking this solution was the same as drinking bleach and could cause dangerous side effects. Whereupon the Justice Department, in this announcement about the indictment today, actually provides a hyperlink to this warning from this formerly published warning from the FDA, which indeed warns the public in bold type, do not drink this stuff. Is somebody trying to sell you Miracle Mineral Solution? It is not a miracle. It may be a mineral, but it's a solution to nothing. Apparently that was not enough to have that warning from the FDA, because look at what the indictment says next. Quote, in fact, FDA received reports of people requiring hospitalizations, developing life-threatening conditions, and even dying after drinking this Miracle Mineral Solution, which again is industrial bleach. This is the Justice Department saying today in this indictment. In this indictment announced today that per the FDA, Americans actually died from drinking industrial bleach to try to cure their COVID or prevent themselves from getting it. Like I said, choose your president wisely. But it even gets worse from there. Here's the part from the indictment about Waco and concealed guns in a custom-made violin case. Quote, the indictment also charges the Grennans with criminal contempt. The Justice Department previously filed a civil case against the defendants in which the government obtained court orders halting the Grennans' distribution of their Miracle Mineral Solution. According to charging documents, the family willfully violated those court orders and continued to distribute the Miracle Mineral Solution. The Grennans also allegedly threatened the federal judge presiding over that civil case and threatened that should the government attempt to enforce the court orders halting their distribution of their Miracle Mineral Solution, the Greenwich pledged to, quote, pick up guns and instigate, quote, a Waco. Furthermore, a search warrant was executed for defendant Jonathan Grennan's house at the time of his arrest. Officers discovered that the Grennans were manufacturing the Miracle Mineral Solution in a shed in Jonathan Grennan's backyard in Bradenton, Florida. Officials seized dozens of blue chemical drums containing nearly 10,000 pounds of sodium chlorite powder and thousands of bottles of Miracle Mineral Solution. The government also recovered multiple loaded firearms, including one pump-action shotgun concealed in a custom-made violin case to disguise its appearance, according to prosecutors. Listen, what have we as Americans learned? Among other things, you hire the wrong president, eventually you run the risk that he's going to ruin the whole day of the Lysol Corporation's PR department by telling the American public to ingest bleach or disinfectant to fight the COVID, or try also to bring the light inside their bodies through some means other than the skin. Very powerful light. And somewhere down the road, within a year, some guy and his sons in Florida are going to end up with custom-made violin cases built to conceal the shotguns they're using to threaten to kill the federal judge who has ordered them to stop selling people bleach as a COVID cure, since people are, in fact, drinking that bleach and dying because of it. Choose your president wisely. Happy bleach-iversary. Has it only been 1 year? A little later on tonight, we're going to be talking with Dr. Ashish Jha, Dean of the Brown University School of Public Health, about the big announcement tonight from the new administration, new president, new administration, Biden administration tonight for the CDC and the FDA, announcing that it is okay to resume the administration of the one-shot Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine. They did find some additional cases of women under the age of 50 getting blood clots after having the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, but the cases were so rare that the CDC review concluded that many, many, many more American women's lives will be saved by resuming the administration of that vaccine than will be put at risk by this one rare side effect. So we're going to talk with Dr. Jha about that dramatic announcement tonight and some of the lingering questions around it, like why it seems to be, if not only, then at least predominantly